Hey, what is up everybody? This is Dom, and today we are checking out these dummy iPhone 6 units. So I have two of them here. I have one in space gray and one in gold, and we are comparing them to the 5th generation iPod Touch and the iPhone 5S just to see exactly how different they are in terms of size and button layout and everything like that. So we're going to go ahead and check that out here throughout this video, and be sure to subscribe for more leaked iPhone 6 videos like this in the future. And a big shout out to my good friend Sonny Dixon for hooking me up with these devices. I do appreciate that. So getting in here, as you can see, the alleged iPhone 6 dummy is much larger than the iPhone 5S and the 5th generation iPod Touch. It's rumored to have a 4.7-inch display, and obviously there's a huge size difference that comes along with that, one that I am personally a fan of. But let me know what you think about the size difference down below in the comments section. So taking a look at this device, as you can see, we have these alleged antenna bands on the back, which obviously are fake on this dummy unit. This is a non-functional dummy, but it'll give you a good idea on exactly how this device is going to look, in your hand and side by side to these other devices. And it's definitely not going to be easily one-handable for those with small hands. I happen to have larger hands, so I can fit this pretty easily in my hand. But this device is also going to be super thin, so that will help your hand wrap around it. So you do have a larger device, but it is very thin and very comparable to a 5th generation iPod Touch. Now on the backside, we do have our cameras, dual LED flash on the iPhone 5S, a flash that remains to be seen on the iPhone 6 dummy, so we don't exactly know what's going to happen there. But right now on these dummy devices, it looks like it has a single LED flash, which I don't know if that's going to be the case or not in the final design. On the side here, we have our SIM card slots, and we also do have our lock button on the side of the iPhone 6 to make it easier to press with one hand. Because the screen and the entire body is so much larger, it makes it a little bit easier instead of having to reach over to the top of the device in order to grab that. Now on the other side, we have completely redesigned volume buttons. We have this oblong design as opposed to the circular design found on the iPhone 5S, and we also have our mute switch right above that. So that kind of gives you an idea of exactly how it's going to look. And these buttons on the iPhone 6 dummy are very similar to the buttons found on the 5th generation iPod Touch, if that means anything. As you can see, this is obviously a much thinner device than Apple's iPhone 5S, which kind of gets me excited, but then, I kind of worry about maybe dropping it more because it's thinner. But overall, in my hand, this dummy unit doesn't feel too bad. So here we have the dummy next to the 5th generation iPod Touch, both in space gray, and this will give you a good idea on how this compares as far as design goes to Apple's iPod Touch. It's just about as thin. As you can see right here, we have the same style volume buttons. We have the same exact layout on the bottom, just a little bit scaled, obviously, to fit the bigger body of the iPhone 6 dummy. And obviously on the back of the iPhone 6, we would have the Apple branding there like we do on the iPod Touch. Now, one thing that's interesting is this dummy unit does have a camera that sticks out a little bit. So I don't know if that's going to be in the final design or not, but it's kind of worth noting here. Now, one last thing I want to show you are these alleged iPhone 6 cases. They are said to be designed using these actual mock-ups. So as you would imagine, they do fit perfectly around the device, and it'll give you a good idea on how the iPhone 6 might look with a case if this design happens to be real. So we have perfect fitting volume buttons, as you can see, and a nice little cutout there for the mute switch. Moving along to the bottom though, we have pretty much exactly what you would expect. A cutout for the lightning connector, the headphone jack, and the speaker, and what appears to be two microphone holes. Now here it is side by side to one of the cases and an iPod Touch 5th gen and the iPhone 5S. There's just obviously a big difference in size here that is going to affect one-handed usability, as you would imagine with a device of this size. So what do you think about the larger iPhone 6? Are you going to be happy if Apple puts out a design with a 4.7-inch display? Personally, I think it's a good thing, but let me know what you think down in the comments section below, and be sure to leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe for more iPhone 6 leaks like this in the future. Thanks again for watching, everybody. This is Dom, and have a great day.